the openings. Do you want to start us off?
Could you run me through it like one more time just so I get every like point?
Hi, I'm Jonathan. Don't say Jonathan. You're listening to Nat One Heroes. In case you couldn't read, or in case you press this button on accident. If so, don't be too insulted. We actually do want you to listen. We're a story-driven tabletop role-playing group. I play blank. He plays blank. She plays blank. Jonathan is our DM. He takes control over a shared fiction that we all tell together. Just something along those lines.
Okay.
And then I'll take over.
G'day, mate. Name's Revenant. If you're watching us through a fog of magical darkness, you're watching That One Heroes, a collaborative, story-driven a collaborative, story-driven tabletop role-playing group.
I'm Jen, and I'm playing Revenant. We have Mikey Famine, who is playing Zermos. We have Aisala, who is playing Ruin, and Jonathan is our DM. And am I forgetting anything?
I don't think you're forgetting anything. Uh, as far as that goes, our story thus far has been weird because most players and most characters meet in a tavern. And these three met because of a jackass and his donkey. These three met in a traffic jam caused by Zermos, the somewhat abrasive druid. Revenant, the tragic cleric, was merely going back to his hometown and got stuck behind well, jackass and his donkey, as previously mentioned. And Ruin was trying to get someone to come back down to her circus to repair a wagon wheel. The donkey was obviously too tired to continue up the hill the way it was going, so they stopped over to the side to let it rest. And when they attempted to do so, they heard someone screaming and investigated, and later found out he was a werewolf, and maybe that they shouldn't have saved him. And then they saved him anyway. But mostly they just tried to beat a homeless person's ass. Unless somebody wants to correct me on that one.
As I say, I object. We wanted to save someone's life, and it required some accountability for the werewolf just randomly choosing to chew on a person without any thought whatsoever of the effect.
Yeah, think nothing
That's
of
right.
Mr.
The
Big.
circus is now stuck in Minetop because Mr. Biggs is recovering from a werewolf attack.
Oh no, the poor
He
innocent
won't
homeless
grow-
man.
The
Right?
poor
Poor
innocent
innocent
homeless werewolf man who,
Yeah,
just chewed somebody up and spat them out. Yes, that is exactly the poor innocent homeless man we talked about.
He got better. He
That
got
being
better.
said, the group did save him with the help of Father Mayswell and one of the local gods of the Hatchet Mountains, she who swims the mountain. Or, as the locals like to call her when Father Mayswell isn't around, Old Jessie. Maricus is now doing better and is actually in service at the temple. And the players have rooms at Mr. Cathaw's boarding house. Zermos, because it's the only place he can legally keep a donkey without the town guard, smacking that.
Ass.
I won't go. It sounded weird when it was coming out of my mouth, but yeah, smacking that ass, smacking that jackass. And Ruin, so that she can keep an eye on Mr. Biggs, who is recovering there, because this town does not, in fact, have a hospital. The mine itself does have an infirmary, but that's for medical emergencies resulting from mining, not from, getting mauled by a werewolf.
How long
getting
has it
mauled by
been?
a poor innocent man.
Yeah, poor innocent homeless man.
Yeah,
Yes,
mauls people.
who just mauls people sometimes.
Well, I mean, obviously,
I'm
whenever I
sorry.
get a little peck by mall people.
Yep. Okay. And that's been our story thus far. And we start back again with Ruin waking up at dawn
The next day.
in her room, next day, in her room at Mr. Cathaw's boarding house. How do you go about your morning routine?
Then I hop up really fast so I don't fall back to sleep. Because otherwise, who knows what's going to happen. And I'm going to go over to the window and look out at the town. And
Yeah, it's
put
still
on.
the same town. Looks a little rough, to be honest. There are nowhere near as many people in this town as there needs to be to maintain it. And there are a lot of roofs that are falling in and stuff like that. A lot of abandoned buildings. But the parts that are still lively and well cared for.
I'm going to, put on appropriate casual clothes to go downstairs and get some breakfast. But on my way, I want to go peek in the broom closet and just see if it looks normal.
The broom closet, where you had previously found an entire circus tent with the most disturbing 8-foot tall clown you had ever seen in your life, who had gifted you with a large mallet, is a broom closet. There is nothing in there but brooms and cleaning equipment.
All right, I'll go downstairs and have some not Mr. Throw's meat pies, or any meat pies actually, for breakfast.
Mr. Cathaw has made up a whole mess of porridge just for anybody coming down. And he's put some, apples and cinnamon and nuts in it.
Right, I'll have that now. Mr. Biggs
And
is
you
here.
see he's actually... Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, is Mr. Biggs downstairs in that room below, or is he in like an upper room?
Mr. Biggs is not one to wake up at the crack of dawn.
Okay. I won't bother him then.
He's probably still asleep. He's got a room on the ground floor, though.
Okay.
And Mr. Cathaw is having a conversation with a man in a fine red coat. Yes, Mr. Cathaw. 30 people, and if you could just keep them all fed while they're here, it should be about a week. But we've got some work that's progressing, and we really need to be able to focus on it. So having food there on time and of sufficient amounts is absolutely essential to our progress going forward. We're at the old manor. It's currently under renovation, so be careful when you're delivering, please. Absolutely, Mr. Gelfos. You have good day, and I send you lunch later. Noon sharp. And
Do I recognize this man?
Harold,
I mean, I know it's now, but have I seen him before?
Don't recognize this man. You have never seen him before. He looks to be of elfish descent. You're pretty sure he's mostly human, but he's got some elf in him, at least maybe half. You don't know. It's hard to tell. But roll me a perception check. Because you're asking about him. That means you're actively looking at him, so you can roll.
Yeah. Ooh, I got a natural 20. Plus...
Everything you look at this man seems wrong. The stitching on his clothes are perfectly spaced. You have never seen stitching on clothing like this before. It does not seem physically possible. It is a 1/4 inch space on the stitching, and it is the same spacing every single time on this jacket. It's a fine jacket. There looks to be some stitching that's not as even, but that looks to have been adjustments that were made later to it. And you once saw a panther in the wild while traveling. And the same energy you got off that panther is the energy you're getting off this man. This man seems like a two-legged hunter.
Well, I'm gonna try to not draw attention to myself
All right.
and just eat until he and maybe talk to
He,
Mr. Cathaw
he
about
makes
him.
his way out the
Do I
door.
see either me?
Okay, where were we? Okay, so from there?
Yeah, should I answer again?
Okay, the whole answer. This man looks wrong to you. The stitching on his coat is perfectly evenly spaced. All the stitches are the exact same length. All the thread is the exact same color. All the little piles of it, exact same color. Just perfect in ways that aren't right to your eye. And you once saw a panther in the wild, and he vaguely reminds you of that predatory nature of just looking at things and evaluating them and trying to figure out what he can get out of them. He looks like he's evaluating everything.
Well, I'm gonna just eat my porridge and try to remain inconspicuous, and also see if Revenant or Zermos are down here, and I'll go sit with them or something like that.
All right. Harold Gelfos makes his way outside. When does Zermos normally get up?
I'd say he's not quite a sun up, wake up kind of person, but he's not known to lay in bed all day. So I'm thinking, yeah, we got 10, 9:30, 10, just naturally getting up.
Okay, and what
Was
about
there
Revenant?
a meeting last night?
A meeting of
my group.
your group or the town?
Because that would affect like when he woke up.
There was not. There was supposed to be, but the
Okay,
werewolf
so he
thing
would
kind of
have
put a
woken
tamper
up
on
quite early then, because he wouldn't have expected to have gotten so much sleep. And like,
Okay, in that case,
yeah,
Ruin, you
I was just gonna say he wouldn't
go ahead.
go upstairs just yet. He would first just do his daily routine of his chores.
Yep. In that case, Ruin, you see something skittering with a bag just going across the beams on the ceiling. Roll me perception.
Does it look like a rat? Because that's not going to go well. 19.
A skeletal rat has just grabbed a bag and filled it with cheese and bread and is now going down to the lower floor through one of the cracks in the beams. Just in the floor where it connects to the wall.
I'm going to go downstairs and see where it's going.
Okay. Revenant, I imagine you're
Yes.
doing your laundry. Are you wearing clothes while doing your
No,
laundry?
because I didn't do laundry yesterday, so I'm washing both of my clothes today.
You see a gnome in his underwear and his mask washing apparently the only pair of clothes he owns. You do, but that's what it looks like to her.
I'm intent upon finding the rat, and working in the circus, I'm pretty used to seeing people in all manner of undress, so I don't really think anything about this. And I'm just like, I like note it very quickly, but then I keep looking for where would this rat have come down,
Okay.
and maybe like Revenant. I saw a skeletal rat. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. It's a little concerning for me.
Yeah. So, if I show you something, will you promise not to freak out? And it's not what you think. Oh no, I'm in more underwear. Honestly, this is a little weird. You busted in here. This is usually my private time. But if I show you the skeletal rat, will you promise not to freak out? Okay, Scrapes.
Yes.
Scrapes.
All right, and Scraps just skitters down the ceiling from where he was hiding, holding his little bag
thanks,
that he
Scrapes.
uses to fetch your breakfast.
I'm gonna set the bag on like a table or something, and I'm gonna like hold out my hand, and Scraps is gonna sit in my palm. Right, don't freak out. I know
hops up.
this is kind of weird, right? It's an undead rat, but he's quite chill. He's very friendly. Oh, please don't hurt him. Don't tell the forest person. I don't know how he'd react. But yeah, this is my friend. This is Scraps. He died. He ate some rat poison. I prayed for him, and he came back to life. You know, just like that. Any questions?
Huh? Is he? So
And the rat just looks at you and goes, "Squeak."
No.
I'm kind of fascinated. Yeah. Can I pet him? Is this something you can do regularly? Like if we wanted like skeletal dogs for a show,
The rat,
is that an option?
the rat nods its head and says,
Yeah, so you can definitely pet him. He likes being scratched behind the orbital bones, right? I don't know why, but it's just like, you know, maybe it feels good. As far as resurrecting things, I know how to do it. I'm not powerful enough to do it, but with time and practice, maybe I could pull it off. I've studied a lot of this stuff, so I mean anything's possible. You'd want what? Undead dogs?
Well, I think Mr. Biggs would love a show like that if we had like a couple of dogs that could, skeleton dogs. One, you don't have to feed him, right? Like he loves things that don't cost that much. And it's like a really interesting attraction. I bet nobody has undead dogs dancing on like trapeze or whatnot. And some of our dogs are kind of old. I think the people that are, doing the dog performances might appreciate knowing they could keep them past their prime and not have to train new ones. I mean, there's just all winning.
I mean,
I'm very excited.
Certainly, if I ever get the knowledge and skill on how to do that, I will hit you guys up and we'll work something out. Right? Again, don't tell the forest person. I know some people are a little weird about undead things. I think it's alright. What do I know?
I'm scratching the rat. How does he respond?
He appreciates the effort.
Well, it looks like maybe you were in the middle of something. I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna get back to my laundry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes,
Are
I
you
am
washing
my
your lucky socks? You may have a point of inspiration for having freshly laundered lucky socks for the day.
Nice.
For anyone wondering, from a mechanicals perspective, Revenant's lucky socks are actually a custom magical item for this campaign. So, Ruin, you get back up, and Mr. Cathal looks at your porridge and is like, it's going to get cold.
Oh, I had a question for Revenant. So, yep.
Be careful about going downstairs. He likes to let's just say I've had a few embarrassing moments trying to give him his lunch.
No, it was all fine. He's really friendly.
But he's very friendly. He is that. It's just he's also sometimes naked. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Forgive my.
Aren't you naked sometimes?
Miss Ruin, that is not a proper question to be asking.
Well, I mean, you don't bathe in your clothes, do you?
Miss Ruin is not appropriate to discuss. I
think I'll
have
just
my
use my
own
porridge.
bath. I have my own bath. I do not even use the public bathhouse at the mine, even though it is world renowned.
I respect your choices. Thank you for this delicious porridge. It is. I like the cinnamon.
You are very welcome. I am glad to have something else to discuss. Yes, it's very good porridge. Very proud. Very good. Very local.
This porridge is amazing. Yes, no, and it's still a good temperature. So, do you have any sweetener, like the sap from a tree? I think that would taste really good on this.
You mean the syrup? Yes, mm-hmm. I have the syrup. We give you the syrup. Yes.
Can I have some?
And he takes a jar off a shelf and just sets it down.
Why, thank
you. It's got like a little wooden spreader on it.
I'm gonna.
Nice. I'll eat.
Can I ask a question?
Obviously, as long as you're okay if I answer them.
You know what is gluten?
Is that what you use to put like pages together when you're making a book?
I think is glue. No, gluten. Well, why would man with horns ask me such thing? No. He asked me if I put gluten in things, and it's just like, no. Why would I do this? I don't know what gluten is. How would I add it to it? I will let him know that everything in house is gluten-free then. It is free of the gluten. I do not know what gluten is. How could it have gluten in it?
If you're not putting any in, if you're not acquiring any and putting it in, then probably there's none in there. That makes sense.
Obviously, it is sound to me. It makes sense.
I think that's a good idea. To just tell I maybe just tell him you don't put gluten in anything. That's more accurate than to say it doesn't have gluten. I don't know.
Yes. Some might come in from window. We don't know what it is.
No, exactly. Who knows? Well, I mean, the Druid Zermos is interesting, and he does have some specialized knowledge. Maybe he could explain it to you.
He looked like man who'd be incredibly condescending when explaining things. I do not know if I wish to ask.
Well, that's fair. Yeah. I'm going to eat my porridge and then maybe go back upstairs and look at my Warhammer.
So you go to do that, but as you're going up, Zermos is coming down. Zermos, you have gotten up.
Morning.
What's gluten?
What is that a bird? What is gluten? I don't know. You tell me, what is it?
Well, Mr. Kaza said you wanted to know if there was gluten in things, and I thought gluten was something that you...
I never said that. I never said that.
You didn't?
No.
Well, what is he talking about?
He
said Zermos.
He's a drunkard of a man. He probably made it up.
Had to be Zermos. It had to be you. He said because condescending.
I have no recollection. I have no recollection of any glues or tens. Do you need 10 glues? Is that what you're asking? I have none.
No, I don't need them. Well, let's go ask Mr. Cathal what he was talking about.
If you insist, we can go down and ask the confused man about some question he's asking me of something that I know nothing of.
Oh no, he didn't want to ask you. He thought you would be very difficult to talk to about it. So I just did.
Now, why would he think that?
Well, he said condescending, actually, and that's kind of an accurate description. So I just thought I'd make it easier. I don't care.
No lies detected.
What?
You speak the truth.
What did you?
Redwood.
Yes, usually. It is a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
The porridge is really good, though.
I do need food, so is it just downstairs on the bar?
Mhm.
He just turns. He's going straight for that porridge. He's starving.
All right. Mrs. Cathaw is actually there now, and she ladles you out a bowl.
Good morning.
Hands it to
Good
you.
morning, Mrs. Cathaw.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Good morning.
I just kind of look around the room like, did somebody fart in here? Or is it like, you seem upset, young.
She hands you the bowl.
Anything seem to be the problem, young lady? It's a fine morning, I should say.
Young lady. She kind of giggles and blushes. I haven't been
don't
called a
tell
young
me
lady
this.
in 20 years.
20 years. And the people of this town are fools and they are blind. And I do appreciate the porridge.
You have a seat and you eat your food. And you stop being a flirt.
Guilty as charged. And he turns and takes a seat and gets his grub on. It's breakfast time.
It's very filling and very tasty.
I love it.
Okay, and Ruin, were you going back up to take a look at your mallet?
Yes.
Okay. You're looking at your mallet. What are you doing with it?
Well, I want to examine it to see if there's anything that looks like symbols or writing. I can tell that it doesn't feel quite right in the heft, so I'm gonna try like practicing with it, just to see how when I swing it, how that feels, just in case I want to use it in combat at some.
Feels completely weightless unless it contacts something. Roll me. What do I want you to roll?
Dice rolling. Dice rolling.
Athletics. I have really high athletics.
Yes, roll me athletics.
What do you want me to roll?
Roll me athletics.
Nice.
Can I get a 17?
Okay, so trying to figure this out and trying to move around and stuff like that, it only feels heavy in the hand when it's at the apex of the swing. Like when there's the most possible momentum in it, it's like it immediately gains all the weight that it should have and more.
Huh. And does it look different when that happens? Like, it's kind of hard to watch, but I can a little bit, you know?
It doesn't look any different at all.
Okay.
All right. So while you're practicing, no, you didn't say anything. While you're practicing and trying to figure this out, Zermos, you're eating your food, and the door opens up, and Father Mayswell wheels his chair over the threshold and looks around.
Father,
excuse me.
Morning, Father.
Good morning. Would it be too much to ask of you to fetch Revenant for me? Those stairs aren't exactly accessible to me.
Think nothing of it. And he will rise and head over to the stairs and doop-a-doop-a-doop, just trotting down.
Okay. Revenant, are you clothed by this point, do you think?
I'm knocking on the door.
How long
Revenant,
does it
you hear a
take
knock on
my
the door.
clothes to dry out? Or like...
It's been a few hours.
You actually have a little fireplace down there that just goes straight up into the chimney. It doesn't take you long at all.
Yeah, I have at least one set of clothes done and I'm wearing it. And I'll go open the door. Also, Scraps is just cleaning his face with a lemon somewhere hidden from view.
Yep, yep.
So
Yep.
Revenant!
Zermos, as near as you can tell, he's been cleaning. The room smells lemony fresh.
Yeah,
Smells
I was
delightful
just.
down here. Revenant, the father's here, and he's like, yeah, the father's here. He'd like to see you.
Okay, well, I was about to finish my morning chores, but I guess I could wrap that up later. Sure. All right.
and I'm gonna walk with Zermus to Father Mesla.
And then
All
as
right.
we're going up the stairs, I'm like, there is the most delicious porridge up
Yeah,
here. You
I
should
mean,
really try
yeah,
it.
I've had it before. It's not bad.
It's the best I've ever had.
Father Masewell
Hello,
clears his
Father
throat.
Masewell.
If I may interrupt, it's good to see you, Revenant. We have a situation that we do not need getting out into the village and causing a
I
panic.
see.
I know you and your little group proved very effective in dealing with the werewolf situation. And you know that there are areas that are obviously no longer accessible to me. And he looks around and he sees Mr. Cathar. Mr. Cathar, may we have a room to discuss this? And Mr. Cathar goes, yes, of course you may have room. And he immediately goes back and opens up the little larger suite for you all to go into, for both of you to go into.
All right.
Father Masewell wheels himself in. Would the druid like to hear this as well?
Zermus,
I'm sorry, sir. Sir, would you like to hear this as well? I never got you. It's Zermos, isn't it?
Yes, Zermos. And I'd be happy to sit into your little sortie you have going here.
All right. And he wheels himself in and he waves you to follow him.
Doop, 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 doop. I follow.
Okay. You follow? You follow. He wheels up to the table and he puts his elbows over it and he puts his head in his hands. She who swims the mountain has been mortally wounded. She was attacked this morning by a group of 5 bandits, thugs, whatever you want to call them. They had specialized equipment for finding her.
how could this be possible?
Crossbows. I don't know, and I don't want it getting out and causing a panic. But she's retreated to her sanctuary at the bottom of Ansel's Folly.
Can I roll like a history check on that place?
You could.
Or just ask?
We'll go and roll.
Ooh, baby. That is a 16 plus 4, 20.
You still don't know.
Damn it.
Father Masewell,
This is some very obscure
what
knowledge.
exactly are you asking of us? Do you want us to go over there to Tarnished Peak and deal with this? Or
Those thugs are in Ansel's Folly and trying to get past the defenses that are left from the previous owners, the people.
it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know,
Take your time.
They're trying to get
Ringol's puzzle
past
is
Ringol's
one that
defenses.
drives everyone. Hold on. Shouldn't that be enough to ward them off? They're obvious people that they're doing something.
She who swims the mountain does not think so. She is in my mind. Revenant, do you know what it feels like for a god to let you know she is scared?
Oh, can't say that I do, Father.
Zermos, you could actually say that you know this.
I know of the pain that you speak of. When you are divinely attuned with a god, their emotions and their feelings become yours. And the bristlecone grandfather, my god, is growing weaker by the day, and that's what set me out on this quest. So, Father Mayswell, if we can help in any way, I will aid you in this mission. And he's very resolute. He was gonna like have some really funny jokes about this damn she who swims the mountain, but once hearing this, he's snapped to serious mode. And he's ready to help out any way he can.
I went through the chapel to see what I could find to give you to help out, and he puts down 4 vials. I was able to make up some holy water, and he points to 2 of them that have clear water inside them. And there were some healing potions that I had purchased earlier, back in my adventuring days. I can't go. I am no longer physically able. And I would like to ask you, and perhaps the young lady who was with you yesterday, to do this in my stead.
Father Mayswell, consider it done.
Thank you. And if you don't mind me, I am going to busy myself so I don't have a heart attack over all this. And he wheels himself out. You know everything I know, he calls over his shoulder.
Well,
So then Zermos will look down the Revenant, because I imagine we're still in the room still. And Revenant, I think I should hold on to these healing potions.
suit yourself, mate.
I do appreciate when you help me in battle, and that your help is always welcome. But there might come a time where I'm very hurt and you're too far away. So I will just hold these just in case.
I mean, whatever floats your boat. So I'm gonna.
Do you
I
want to
was
wait
just about
for
to say
Ruin
I
or-
was gonna head up to Ruin's Ruin.
All right. Revenant is apparently not going to answer you. He's just going up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
knock on the door.
You gonna knock on the door or what? While you're playing with your new toy, you hear a knock on the door. Ruin.
Come on in.
Hey,
What? Why are you swinging?
I'm just getting the feel for it in case I have to use it. You never want to use a weapon the first time you're trying to hit someone. Doesn't go well.
You know this is someone's.
I'm gonna like a thing.
This is someone else's tavern. Like, where? If you lost that thing, you would just burst the bed. Why are you swinging
I'm
it
all for one.
doors?
All
Don't
for
you think
one.
that I would?
I'll trust Ruin.
think I'm a noob?
I mean, Ruin, he's trodden, and plus, Ruin can pick up an owl bear. I mean, if you're strong enough to pick up an owl bear, I think you have the grip strength to maintain a mallet.
You're telling me the redhead one can lift
Wait,
an
you weren't
owl
at
bear
carnival?
off the
You went to the
ground with 2
carnival?
hands?
Really?
Well,
What were you
well, no,
doing
I was
out there in
busy.
the
I
middle
was
of the night?
spending the
Hold
rest
on.
of my
What were you
eternal
doing out
life.
there in the middle of the night if you weren't at the carnival?
I was trying to get up the blasted hill leading into this
You could have chosen
godforsaken
any
city.
time except for the time that people were getting out of the goddamn carnival.
That's why I left very early so that I would miss the traffic.
That was a good plan. I'm going to end my practice with a little flourish with the mallet and make it look like it's going to fall out of my hand, but I'm still holding it, like it's going to throw it towards Zermos.
Roll performance.
Ooh, natural 20 plus 2. 20.
It goes further and actually goes out of your hand and rolls around his neck and back into your hand.
And then I bow.
Oh, I suppose you think that was terribly clever, don't you? That was so,
Alright.
so cute.
Okay,
Better than
So
clever. I
here's
thought
the
that was
thing.
amazing.
let's just tackle the issue at hand, Zermos. Let's not talk about the strange man that formed out of nowhere just randomly one night, because I know you didn't have it, but I don't want to get into it. So, you know the god,
You know,
you know the god of this town, Ruin, she who swims through the mountains. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, she helped
there's
us heal Mr.
5
Bit.
people who are trying to kill her, right? Father Mayswell is asking us to go stop those 5 people.
Stop or kill? What are they doing?
All
Let's
right.
go.
You know,
Let's
I
go.
think killing them would also stop them, so that might be the easier option. And I'm gonna explain how to get to Tarnished Mountain while heading out the door.
Is it
Yep,
afar? Do we
and
need
you
provisions
definitely
of some
explain
sort?
it.
Actually, wait, no.
Yeah, how far away is it from?
It's like
where
I
four,
just
it's
realized.
like
I just realized I have
it's
some
like 4
supplies
hours
I
of
need to
walking.
get. So first I would
I was about
Okay,
to say,
you're all
first I
gathering
would
up
take them to
supplies.
the general store.
What supplies, Mr. White, is there?
Hey, Mr. White.
Mr.
I
Revenant?
need a net, big
Yes.
game net, and I'll need a healer's kit.
The healers could I have?
Big
but
game, you know.
How big
like
of a net?
deer. A net for deer.
This is a general
Yeah,
store,
but sometimes you
Mr.
have
Revenant.
tramping equipment.
If you know how to make a net, I have
well,
some
yeah.
rope. Yeah, sometimes, but
Fair
this
enough.
isn't the
Well,
hunting
I
season.
just was wondering if you had one. Thanks, anyways. Maybe you'll try in Stonehelm if that boot shop.
Yeah, and you can deduct the standard.
And I'm just gonna head out the general store.
Maybe you can deduct the standard price of the healer's kit from your inventory. Was anybody else going to get anything from the general store?
Mr. White, my dear friend, I need some more of those.
Who are
delicious-
you?
I
Oh
bought
yes, the meat pies. The meat pies. Yes, I remember you.
the best
Zarmos. Yes.
Yes, the best meat pie I've ever had. Most delicious.
Absolutely.
Now,
And
my
he's
dear-
just piling them up for you.
Yes, you already know. I will need. I should think. Give me 4 this time. 4 this time.
Yes, absolutely.
And I
Gives you 4 meat pies.
And I slide him the payment. I don't know how many.
Yes.
I don't know how many it
Just
costs.
Just take the standard price for rations from the player's handbook. All right. And Ruin, were you getting anything?
I have rations and all that kind of stuff. I'll go over with them, I guess, but I also have to pack up to go kill whoever these people are
Okay.
that are
Okay.
threatening the god
You're
that helps
packing up.
pigs. So
All right. Revenant, you know that getting up there requires crossing a bridge, and you're going to have to bring a toll for the
up
toll
ahead,
troll.
there's this. Oh, you're gonna be a little scared if you've never seen a toll troll before. He's totally harmless, right? Great guy. You know, I've brought him one of Mister Throw's meat pies before. He really enjoyed it. And so basically, you know, you're gonna have to pay the toll troll to get across the bridge. It's just a thing.
This one in particular, really likes baubles and meats that aren't necessarily
I mean,
named.
this one likes bubbles and unknown meat. If you don't know what the meat is, all the better. So I don't. I mean, that works for him, I guess.
did you tell us this before you went to the store, or
No,
is this
I'm
something
telling you
you're
this
telling
as
as
we're
you come
walking
back?
to the bridge.
Apparently, as you
Oh, are we not walking to the bridge?
Okay. So
Hmm.
I was like,
Oh, I thought
Or
we were.
if you're
Never
walking to the
mind.
bridge,
No,
you're
if
walking
we're
to the
not,
bridge. That's
if
fine.
we're not, we're not.
So you go.
Okay.
To get to the bridge.
I'll let it be your decision.
Yeah.
Was this before you left the town?
I think as soon as I realized or remembered that it would come up, like I would tell them. Just a. Okay.
Okay, you told them. So is anybody gathering up anything specific to give the toll troll?
but then I will go to the store and see if the general store and see if they have a bauble that will please the troll.
They have actually some glass marbles with like little shapes inside them.
Yeah, I'll get a couple of those. I might just get a few of them for apparently
I'm gonna
trolls
go.
are a thing here.
Yep. It costs you like 3 copper. It's next to nothing. Like glass makers
Okay.
make these for practice when they're got just a little bit of material
I'm
left.
gonna go to Mr. Throws and buy 2 meat pies.
Well, hey
Mr.
there,
Throw.
Revenant. How are you?
How's it going?
It's all right. It's all right. Got new commemorative Mind Talk
Hey.
mugs if you're looking to buy them. And he holds up a pretty standard ceramic coffee mug that just has black paint on it that just says Min
You know,
Top.
I mean, as much as I would love to buy one, that's not really what I'm in the market for. I'm looking for some meat paws, you know? Two, one with extra
always,
tentacles,
always.
if you have any that have tentacles today. And
You and your old jokes. No, no, no.
what
No
was
such
that
thing.
rubbery thing that I had last time? I thought it was like octopus.
Mm.
Ah,
It definitely
okay.
wasn't a bit of
Well,
hosepipe.
you know, the less I know, the better. You know, 2 meat pies, and
That's the rule with meat pies.
if
You
it's
never
the
look
rule with
inside
meat
them.
pies. You wouldn't happen to have a really big fuck all net, right?
I might be able to put one together if you give me.
I'll be
few
willing to pay
minutes.
you for a net, you know, a big game net, something that is large enough to cover something that might be 6 feet tall, but also strong enough to withstand struggling.
I might be
Am
able to
I-
get you something like that.
Am I in the shop?
He doesn't
Did
have
I?
a shop. He has a cart. He has a cart that has like a little pop-up window thing on it.
Oh, okay. Am I
But
nearby? Am I
did you
hearing
come with
this?
him?
Mr. Throw is
Would you
Yeah, I
have
thought
come
we were
by?
all. I thought we were all just like going like.
Okay, then yes, you are.
Uh, pray tell, small one, what do you need such a
wait,
large
I'm just
net
getting
for?
Ruin a net because Ruin's net got destroyed by the goblin. So I was like, you know, partially my fault for not watching the goblin. Thought I'd replace a net.
Far be it from me to not make money off this situation, but why don't you just leave the net with Mr. White and have him repair it? He
Yeah,
does
I didn't
repair
think of
nets
that.
for people in the hunting season.
I think Zermos threw
Wait.
it away.
Yeah, I think Zermos did throw it away.
Don't think
so...
I kept it.
Or-
She threw it in my face, so I flung it off of me. I mean, it was stuck in my antlers. It was a whole thing.
There was poop on it.
And there was goblin. I don't think he would repair it if he knew that there was goblin shit just smeared down the side.
And you do not want to rinse something off in the river like that. She who swims the mountain will come down on your head.
Best to be burned.
Which, for the record, if Revenant wants to give a history lesson as you walk and tell you all about Ansel's folly as you
Little
walk to the
history
bridge,
lesson.
is an option available to Revenant.
So that okay, yeah.
Did you
no,
get the
I can
message
talk
I sent
about
you
that.
for that?
All right, so where we're going is Ansel's Folly, right? It's this fuck all old castle. Used to be called Castle Ansel, right? But some bad things happened.
Oh, did you send me exactly what happened to the castle? Oh yeah, yeah.
So, as punishment for
I sent you what's
tarnishing the
known
river,
about the castle.
all the way up on Tarnished Peak, the goddess she who swims through the mountains came through and destroyed all of Castle Ansel, thus making it Ansel's Folly and the permanent residence of she who swims through the mountains. And we're going all the way up to Tarnished Peak, which is the highest peak, and it's gonna suck because it's gonna be a long hike, but you know what? I really don't see another way around this because if she who swims through the mountains gets injured, that's not great. So, suck it up, I guess.
I thought I already
Were you
mentioned.
going to warn
Rengul's
them about
puzzle.
Rengul?
Oh no, that was just.
Final thing.
I
of that,
believe he
final
was
thing of
mentioned
that.
in passing.
There used to be a wizard who lived in the castle. He created this maddening puzzle that said to drive everyone insane. So we're gonna have to deal with that. Hopefully, we don't go insane. That is the end goal.
All right, and you guys have been walking up the countryside. Mikey, you were muted.
My bad. Is there no way for us to circumvent this obvious obstruction? Do we have to go through the maze, or is there another way around?
I really never, I've never been up there. I've never talked to anyone who's been up there. This is all just information I've gotten from a book. A particular book that I recommend everyone go read, by Westbrook. Do you know Priscilla Westbrook, pop theologian? Well, I recommend picking up
Never
Westbrook's
heard of her.
Guide to the Headship Mountains. a compendium of mythology, folklore, and history. You're gonna want to start there, and then you'll really get a feel for what it means to be a theologian. No, not a theologian. Theologist. Right? No, I can't read. I can't read.
Yeah, we'll call it
I'm, I'm so
we'll call it
sorry because like
theologist.
I
You're fine.
can't
You're
read
fine. You're
anything.
doing
I'm
great.
trying my
You are
hardest.
doing great, Jen. Okay. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're doing great. And you're having this conversation. You're making your way through the larger mountains and going down these mountainous paths that are getting much thinner than you're used to until you come to a bridge that connects across a chasm. And it's a wooden, rickety rope bridge. And roll me perception.
Everybody?
All of us?
Everybody.
Okay.
16.
Except
15.
Revenant. Revenant knows what he's looking for. Isla?
15.
And in front of that, in front of the post, is what looks to be like a dollhouse that has been fashioned into a toll house. And in front of the door of the little dollhouse is a 9-inch high toll troll.
Aw.
Hail and well met, fellow traveler!
Hail and well met, Tiny Gar.
Excuse me.
Who is talking right now?
What's
this
I
toll
feel
troll's
like
name?
something
I
is
would've
making
definitely
noises,
talked
but
to
I
him
do not
before.
see.
Hey, Timothy. So these are my friends.
Timothy.
We're looking to get past the toll. We brought you some nice things. Please excuse my friends. Yeah, all right. Well, I brought you Mr. Throws Meat Paws. Remember when
Well,
we
let's see it
shared
then.
one of these? Not really.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
like the
Mr. Toad's
chewiness.
meat pies. The chewiness, the chewiness.
All right.
They're so chewy. Well, you may pass. You may pass. You may pass. You, Horn Man, what you got?
I keep hearing this very high pitched sound, but I have no
I'm
idea.
gonna point. Thermos, look.
Oh,
Look.
You feel a sudden thud go across your shin. And let's see now. Yeah, you take 1 point of damage from it. Down here, you
I
bastard!
apologize.
Hey,
I'd say
Can
this
you
little
stop with
thing
the
has just
comments
hit,
about-
struck me.
guys, you're really
I'll go road you and hang you
embarrassing
over
me.
the side of the
Can you
mountain
stop
if you don't talk
talking
to me
about
directly.
height isn't everything, right? Okay, some people are not as tall as other people. We get it. All right, big spectacle. And then,
You know what happened to the last bastards who didn't pay the toll? And he points across the river, and there is a line of skulls just hanging across, not the river, but the chasm. He points across the chasm, and there is just a line of skulls just strung up.
You're getting quite ahead of yourself. No one's not paying toll here. And I'll give him the two of the marbles that I have.
Ooh, nice. And he clacks them together. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'm with them.
Yeah, you've paid your toll. What's your toll?
I'm with them. We're a
okay,
group.
That's not how this works.
Tim,
Oh,
can
come
I
on,
pay
man.
for him? I'll have another
What's your
meat
toll?
pie. Yeah,
You
I was
can, but it
gonna
has
do
to be
this, but
individual.
you have it, and
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Zermos, come on.
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
work. That'll work.
I'm just gonna shoot him a look.
I've got my eyes on you.
I just shoot him a look like, ha 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 ha. Just keep on walking.
You know what? It's not enough now. It's not enough now.
Look,
Tim,
he
please.
has already given you enough to pay the toll. Like, what,
Sing for
what's
me.
your deal?
Hey, this
Sing
all
for
gotta
me.
here.
Sing
You
for
gotta
me?
sing a song now.
Sing? Why
Yes.
am I demanded to sing?
And he points to
no,
the skulls again.
Well, you cannot
Yeah, definitely
threaten
sing.
people. You cannot threaten people with death unless they sing a song. There is a designated cost to cross this bridge. We have paid it, and now you are embarrassed. You've already struck me.
This, mate.
I'm.
Revenant, you know that there are stories of toll trolls, regardless of size,
Just sing
killing
the song.
entire
Sing a
armies over a
song.
toll.
Sing any song you want. Don't even sing. You don't have to sing it well if you can't sing well. Just sing a song. We can all go on our merry way, and we won't have to deal with this again for a while if you just sing the song.
And just a brief break for edit. I don't want to actually sing something that can like get us in copyright issues, but I got
Sing
an
Green
idea.
Sleeves. Okay.
Yeah. That's yes.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
I-
Could we do that?
I have an idea. This is gonna be good. All right, and we're ready. Well, if I am demanded to sing, I have a great voice. I just didn't like the way you asked after you let everyone through. But there's some trolls in this house. There's some trolls in this house. There's some trolls in this house. And then I start to do my own rendition of a very popular song. As a and begin.
He
then,
gestures for you to pass.
the encore is going to cost you double next time.
You paid up for both ways.
I'll catch you on the later. I'll catch you on the flip, little man.
Word.
And then I slap. And then wake up. We do like the cool 70s handshake. We just slide our hands across each other.
Roll me performance.
Oh, that's great. Ooh, where is my performance? Oh, my performance is really good, actually. +4. 19 +4, that's a 23. He is my biggest fan.
You now have a secret handshake with Timothy the Troll Troll.
Slide it on the slime hand side.
Yes. All right.
Cool.
Crossing the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta take my damage here.
What's your damage?
I took a hit of damage. He bashed my shin.
It's just
And
to
let me
get your
just-
attention.
And I just want to point out to everybody, Zermos is constantly picked on for being aloof, and you guys just always defend the people attacking him. I just want to throw that out there. You always defend the people who are mean to him.
There's a difference between aloof and I think what Revenant said was abrasive,
I didn't
or
see
Mr.
him.
Kathoff condescending. They're different things.
He didn't see
Yeah.
the guy. He didn't know what was going on, and then he got hit, and then everyone yelled at him. It's okay though. Just notice that this is not all missed by Zermos.
Your perception was better
I
than me,
paid
and
for
I
your
saw
toll,
him.
man. Like,
I just saw the house.
All
Yeah, how
right.
much more supportive could that be?
You're all having this discussion in character in a way that makes sense, going up the mountain, passing over, just little brooks and streams and going past little wooded areas until you get to a clearing just near a cliffside clearing. And on this cliffside clearing is just the remaining corner of just stone rubble where clearly something huge used to be.
Okay.
How are you approaching?
Do I know what this is?
Can Revenant tell us what this is? Revenant, do you know what this is?
Have you
Are we
seen
in a
this
bad place?
before?
This is the corner of Ansel's Folly that remains above ground, the only bit of the castle that does remain. You know that there's a safety covering over there that's
Alright,
just
so
wooden boards over a hole
this
that
is
will let
this
you
is
get
it.
down into
Okay,
there.
we made it. Right. There should be a way to get
How are you
down
approaching?
underneath, which is where the rest of the surviving castle is. Um, so far, I don't see anyone here, which is a bad sign. So I think we should probably hurry up.
So
Right.
from what you described, we're gonna go down into a hole. Is it like a manhole size hole, or are we gonna have to like squeeze into this thing and like crawl in?
Revenant doesn't know because he's only read it in a book.
Mhm.
Can I let's can I approach and take a deeper look at it and figure out what we're looking at
Okay,
here?
you're approaching?
Yes.
Hail and... No,
would-
I'm sorry. Let me do the voice. Hail and well met, werewolf protector. And like you see on the side of the wall is a shirtless goblin, just absolutely chiseled in perfection, looking down upon you.
Well, well, well. I have been itching to find you. Friends, look who decided to join us.
And he snaps his fingers, and 50 goblins with bows and arrows, and one operating what looks to be some sort of siege weapon that just propped up against the wall, all aim their bows and arrows and siege weapon at you.
50?
So, how's this going to go
This
down?
does-
And
does
we
not
pause
seem-
there. You ready for a break?
I'm not surprised that Zermos kicked off our first battle. That's all I'm saying.
You're already going.
It was just a little
Hi,
hole.
I'm Ruin, and I love being part of Natural One Heroes, although I don't roll as many Nat Ones as I should. However, if you would do me a huge favor and subscribe on our YouTube channel and possibly hop over to our Patreon and donate so that we can keep doing this, I will be super grateful and possibly do some flips in the show.
Yeah.